KNOC Radio. It's the Hard Rockology Show. Chris and Matt here with some brand new music. Love in a 38. Shots of Sunset, right, Matt?
Shots and Sunset off of their LP back in 2010.
I get to ask the singer this when he comes on in just a second, right?
Yeah.
Is he on right now?
Can be.
Let's put him on.
Are you guys on there?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh, there we go. Okay.
There we go.
Well,
Hey,
we're
Ryan.
good.
Hey, Ryan and Danny. Am I correct? This is Chris.
Yeah, this is Danny the drummer, and we got Ryan here who's our singer.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey, I was about the song we just played. I love that version, but the other version that you guys did acoustically that I saw on YouTube the other night or last night, it was phenomenal. I thought that was an outstanding version of this song, and I kind of like the acoustic version a little bit better. I don't know, but I like both versions, but that one was really great.
That's cool. Thank you so much. We did that just for that TV appearance that we did. We wanted to work up an acoustic thing, but we wanted to do something kind of different, something kind of original with it. So we did that, and we love that version of it. We never get played enough.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to put that on your record when it comes out.
Maybe one of these days. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, or a B-side or sell it as a single like they did back in the day. If you want this, you got to buy this too.
Yeah.
Know what you got.
We have a couple of other acoustic versions of other songs that we worked up that are completely different, which are kind of cool, but I don't know if we'll ever get a chance to put them out. It'd be kind of cool, though.
Did you guys do that on one take, or did you just nail it like it was in concert or something?
Yeah, well, they for safety's sake, I think they had us recorded a few times, and then they just took the best take. They didn't do a full-on editing and comping or everything.
Okay.
And because they were filming everything too, they had to make sure they got the shots that they wanted. But I know that the actual performance is all one take.
Yeah, it was a really good video. So if you haven't checked it out, listeners, check it out. It's Shots of Sunset by Love in a 38. You can YouTube it, or it's on Reverb Nation too, right?
I think that is that acoustic version's just on YouTube, but the actual version's on iTunes, Reverb Nation, everything. And oh yeah, the video is on Reverb Nation. We did put it up. Sorry.
Okay, great.
Also, you can watch the full episode. That Beta TV is a episode. There's a show that airs on NBC, and so it's on Saturday mornings. And so you can go on Beta TV's website and you can stream the show, I think.
Okay, great.
All right. Now, this is Matt, guys. Now, like I told you guys, I was talking to you guys off air. I've been listening to you guys since about 2010. And I guess the question is, how exactly did Love in a 38 come together? What was the process that brought you guys all together? And like I said, the first EP, the 5-track EP you guys put out, the self-title, in my opinion, was phenomenal, especially from an unsigned band to put out some material like that. So I guess, how'd you guys get together?
Thanks, man. I'm glad to have you listen to us for so long. And it's hard for me to say because I was just really drunk for about 5 years, and I woke up later and I was in practice with these guys, so I'm not really sure how it all came together.
Yeah, we found them passed out on the sidewalk one day and dragged them in. It took them about 6 months to wake up. But
Where did you find him passed out, on Hollywood Boulevard or something?
yeah, well, Santa Monica Boulevard. He was
Okay.
having some extra cash.
So, I don't know if that joke is universal, Danny. That's where all the gay hooks in LA are for those uninitiated. No, well, actually, it all kind of started with Danny and a couple of cats in Hollywood getting together and trying to start a band and started writing some music. And then what was it, about 6 months or so later when I showed up and through talking to people, through meeting people, and started writing music and a couple of lineup changes here and there. It's just one of those pretty standard way of getting a band together.
Yeah, none of us were from here. We all moved here from different states around the same time and not knowing each other. Just everybody started playing in different bands that didn't go anywhere. And the rock scene in LA, there's a lot of bands, but it's a pretty small scene. You run into all the same people a lot, as you guys probably know. And through those people, you start meeting other people, looking for bands and that kind of thing. And Krishna, our guitar player, actually just left. I met him. This is Danny, by the way. I met him. He was playing in Texas Terry's band, which is like a punk rock band, and they were really cool. He didn't last very long in that band. It wasn't his thing. And I had known him for a few months. We decided to start a band together. We found Ryan, probably on MySpace or something.
Yeah, I think it was back in the MySpace days.
got a couple other guys to come in and started working out some songs and recording an album, put it out.
So, like on MySpace, was Ryan's ad like "Singer will work for beer," or what was that? What was that like on MySpace, Ryan?
I think that actually their guitarist emailed me because I would. That's how you did it back in like 2009 or whatever it was. Whenever you were trying to find a band, I had just gotten out of another band. And I think I probably put something up on MySpace. I remember I had a music page for some of the stuff that I'd done in previous bands and some of the stuff that I'd recorded on my own. And I remember they had classifieds back then. It was just like singer, yeah, exactly like that. Singer looking for a band. Here's my page. Check it out. And I remember I got either a message on there, an email, or something. And I checked out their stuff, and I thought that it sounded really cool. And it seemed like they had everything kind of together and had a good idea of what they wanted to do. So I went in and decided to go in and do the whole audition thing, and it worked out pretty well. We hit it off pretty quick, and within a month of me first walking in the door, we were already writing songs and getting stuff done.
So you guys said you're all from different parts of the country, like whereabouts, or is it just so like New York, Texas, or? I'm
from Oklahoma, actually. Born in Texas, raised in Oklahoma, moved out to L.A. right when I turned 21. So I'm that whole walking cliche thing.
There's a lot of noodling.
So you have cowboy boots and everything?
What's that?
You have cowboy boots, Ryan?
I do have cowboy boots, although I didn't have them until I moved to L.A. But I do.
Okay.
Krishna, the other guitar player, he was from Milwaukee originally. I'm from San Francisco, and then our original bass player, Daniel, is from Texas.
Okay, so Krishna, I guess he walked in with a cheesehead then from Wisconsin, right?
Yeah, he had the cheesehead on and from Wisconsin. Danny came from San Francisco, and then Justin was from where?
Justin actually was our first LA native. Now that he wasn't the first bass player that we worked with, but he's hopefully going to be the last bass player we ever work with.
Yeah, very good bass player.
Yeah, he is definitely, and he's an Angelino, so we actually do have a little bit of a local Los Angeles thing now.
So, at all the clubs you've played a lot of clubs on the Strip so far, or not as many as you'd like?
We played all of them pretty much.
Pretty much did all of them.
So Roxy's kind of our home base now. The Roxy Theater treated us really well, and I think every band kind of finds their kind of the home base. You know, they're all good venues, and they're all pretty on board with each other as far as cross promo goes. It's kind of cool that you see a lot of cross promo, especially when festivals come up, like the Sunset Strip Festival, and you see a lot of venues helping each other out. But certain venues kind of help certain bands out a little bit more than others, depending on what genre you're on, that kind of thing. We found the Roxy to be really cool for us.
Yeah, we did some really good shows there that went over really well, and started building a good relationship with them. And it's actually, I have nothing but good things to say about them, because when I first moved to LA, the scene in Hollywood was not nearly what it is today. And then I've a big hands-on approach with everybody running the Roxy right now, and sort of building that scene back up, and it's really cool to see that.
Now, with the advent of Facebook and all of that, are you noticing a good fan base? I'm assuming your fan base is primarily LA area, but any other strong fan bases now that you're able to reach out to different areas of the world? I read some posts that there's some people, of course, in Texas and stuff, but...
It actually seems like our strongest fan base is in Brazil. We get a lot of people from Brazil. Brazil, England, Germany, and Australia seem to be doing pretty well. And then LA is kind of a weird place for building fans. It's more like you have friends in LA, you know, and there's some fans, and most of the fans come out from out of town, it seems like. There's so much going on in LA, you know. But definitely different parts of the country. LA is definitely a home base, but as far as online stuff goes, Brazil by far.
Yeah, not really sure how that happened, but we're really happy that it did. It's in the age of Twitter and Facebook, it's really cool to be able to build up a fan base in places that you've never even been to. If they just like your kind of music and they tell their friends, we try to be really active with all the social media stuff. And, because the music industry has changed so much, nobody really knows how to do it right anymore, because 6 months from now it's going to be different than it was 6 months ago. So all you got to kind of do is find something that sort of works for you and try it and keep trying a bunch of different things. And the social media, whether it makes you famous or not, it's great to be able to just interact with your fans in real time, 24/7, 365.
I was going to ask you, I know you guys played Southern California extensively. Where else in the United States have you guys played, and have you guys had a chance to play out of the country as of yet?
Nothing out of the country as of yet. Most of the stuff that we've done outside of LA has been regional. We did get to go to South by Southwest this year, played there, which was a lot of fun. We've done Arizona several times, Vegas, Northern California, like Oakland and Sacramento, San Francisco, and we did a whole sort of West Coast swing this spring where we got all the way up to Seattle and back down. Tacoma was a great town. Portland is really cool. So we've done a little bit of the West Coast thing, and we're hoping in the very near future to start adding in more little trips. So we want to get into the Southwest definitely. I would love to get back home and play for my people back there in Oklahoma and Texas. I gigged out when I was younger out there, and I love the fans there.
Yeah, that's a huge rock for your type of music. That area is probably one of the best, and maybe Florida, parts of Florida, or the South.
Yeah.
From what I was talking to a couple other bands, they said when you come to LA, there's just so many choices for people to listen to and everything, but these other states, they don't have anything. So it's almost makes sense sometimes to just go to those states and be the superstar or whatever, you know. That's what he was telling me when we went to a couple of shows. Some of these bands were talking to us about that.
Yeah, I mean, in LA, you got, like you were just saying, you got so much going on, and not just music. I mean, you can walk down any street and find just a ton of stuff everywhere, you know what I mean? But you go to some little city in the middle of, in the middle of the country, and there's not very much going on. A band from LA, I mean, it's a bigger deal than just a band with, when there's 100 other bands playing the same night in the same city, which is kind of cool. It's, sell a lot more merch and meet a lot more people that are actually into you because they want to be there.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it sounds like you guys are having to do this all on your own. So how exactly do you go about booking your gigs and where you're going to play? Or, I mean, how does that work for you guys? Are you guys doing that yourself, or do you have somebody working for you doing that for you? Or is this something like, I guess in a way, a grassroots type of thing where you're just doing this all yourself, trying to get the band out there? I mean, what's the process?
We started working with a couple people. We'll see what happens with that. We just started working with an agency that has a couple of things in the works, but we haven't done anything with them yet, so we'll see how it goes. We worked with a management company for a little while, and what we found with that is there's a lot of good managers out there, but our personal experience has been if it's not somebody that can do a lot more than what you're doing on your own, then why give somebody 10% of everything you're making in order to do the same amount of work, So right now we're doing everything ourselves, pretty much.